Welcome to Transformations, a video tutorial on how to make yeasted glazed donuts. In our bowl here, we have now rested for about almost a full 2 hours to have it double in size. 2 packets of instant rise yeast, 1 cup of warm water, and we let that dissolve for about 5 minutes. After that, we added 4½ cups of all-purpose flour, just enough until it didn't stick to the sides of the bowl when we stirred it around anymore. We covered it with greased plastic wrap. We placed it in a warm spot for about 1 hour and 40 minutes, and we're now ready for the next step. So we'll uncover. We will, of course, don some gloves because this is a very sticky dough, and there's absolutely nothing worse than trying to pull sticky dough out from between your fingers. So this is just an easy step that helps to alleviate the pain. Before we can get started, I have to get some flour to dust the board with. Okay, here we go. So we'll take some flour out here, just all-purpose flour, and we'll generously dust the board so that we have a nice spot to work with. And we'll take our dough and we'll punch it down in the center. And see what I'm saying about being sticky? It's horribly sticky. Okay, and we will then scrape out all of the dough directly onto the table here, onto our flour. Now, don't be afraid if it remains way too sticky to deal with, because we have plenty of flour here, excuse me, and we can incorporate it and roll it around until it's all nice and primarily no longer sticky. If you do have a problem with continuing to stick to the board, dough scraper, bench scraper, best thing ever invented. Just scrape up the stuck to the table pieces, put it right back onto your dough ball, and continue to massage it a little bit. We don't want to knead this dough for too long for the donuts, because the last thing you want is overworked or overprocessed donuts. The more you work a dough ball, the more gluten you put into it. Gluten is great for bread, gluten is great for pizza dough or other things, but when you have something light and airy like a donut or a pot of choux or an eclair or any other type of pastry, you really don't want to have too much gluten. You want a nice light product that you can sink your teeth into without any springback. Okay, so now we have a pretty basic dough ball. I'll put a little bit of flour here so it doesn't stick to the table as the flour absorbs. And I'll take my dough scraper and I'll clean a part of the table off. Okay. Then, plastic wrap. This is a must. Have to have it for this. Pull off a couple of pieces here. The first one. Never was very good at that, and look at that. I managed to do it right the first time. It's amazing. Okay. Shake off any of your excess flour. Roll the dough ball down so that you got it down at the bottom and you have a nice springy elastic ball. Right into the center of your plastic wrap. And tightly wrap it up. Cover it on all sides as best as you can. Okay, set it over to the side again. Oop, I still have some scrap on my table here I need to get out of the way. Okay. And then we work one more piece of plastic, which I actually managed to do without hurting myself. And now wrap this in the opposite direction so that it stays tightly wrapped. Okay. There we go. Now, we have one ball of donut dough, and we're going to take a plastic bag from your supermarket, stick the dough ball inside of it. Don't wrap it tight, and don't tie it up. just loosely in there. So this way, if it breaks out of the side of the plastic wrap, it doesn't go all over your refrigerator and make a sticky mess. So, in the refrigerator for at least 3 hours this will go. It can be in there for as long as 16 hours, but a minimum of 3. So, I'm going to stick it in the fridge now, and I'll see you back here in around 3 hours, and we'll start making some donuts.